mama starved in the past. That's why she came here, like all these other people have, to look for a better life. I can see the shame in your fucked up face, puto. I see the shame in you. Go tell your mama how you proud of corralling people and taking them in. What crime did they make?
It is the president and the federal government who are escalating the events in Los Angeles.
Don't look at what's in front of you.
This is not okay. You don't have to do this. She just lost her father. Her father's in that truck. Do you see that? Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Her father's there. Her father is here.
We have a president who is moving this country rapidly into authoritarianism.
So the ICE raids have become that intense that Americans have decided to leave the comfort of their homes to go on the streets in Los Angeles to help. The protests that are going on, it's American people saying enough is enough. You cannot be hiding behind a food truck to find an immigrant to catch. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is Natkunda Esther. If you're new here, hi, welcome. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, like, comment, and share. Let me know what you think in the comment section about, man, we didn't see this coming. People are putting their guard down and be like, hey, let's help out. Enough is enough. I think the most important thing why people are even outraged about this entire situation and deciding to come out to the streets to help protest for the people that these things are being happening to is because why are you bringing in white people from South Africa when you are literally taking away people that have been here with us, working in the United States, canceling their statuses and deporting them by force, treating them badly? So people are literally saying, we will come and help because this really shows it's racism. You are doing things to people of color, meanwhile you're bringing in your people. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, let me not even waste your time. Let me show you what other people have to say about the situation because it's intense.
What are you guys doing? You can't take him.
Nothing. I'm sure you're proud, bitch. Oh, you don't arresting defenseless people. Look at you, you're darker than I am, motherfucker. Mira, you're darker than me. But I'm sure you're proud. You're supposed to be here either. You should be in the van. Or culero, puto, because you didn't have the balls to stand up for your people. I think I'm citizen when Donald Trump.
It is the president and the federal government who are escalating the events in Los Angeles. This needs to be said, and many people need to be saying this, because when this story is covered in a way to make it seem like the people were the ones who got out of control when the president made this decision, that will 1000% be false. All of this started with agents showing up in military gear to a Home Depot. Agents showing up in military gear to high school graduations. Agents showing up in military gear and literally grabbing random people off of the street. Before they get a chance to say something else was going on, there is plenty of evidence showing that that is not the case. And even the governor of this state has said, we do not need the National Guard. We do not need 2,000 military officers walking the streets of Los Angeles to calm things down. What needs to happen is these ICE officers, these people claiming to be ICE officers, need to leave from these communities. If they are conducting lawful searches and seizure, they should have warrants, paperwork. There should be names. There should be specific people they are looking for. But that is not what is happening, and that has not been what is happening here in California. The president, the people working for the president, the federal government has been sending goons into the state of California and having them act unlawfully. Spread this information as far as you can. because the people of this country and around the world see exactly what is going on.
Okay, so we have not one, but two ICE riots happening at the same time in Los Angeles and in New York.
In the last 24 hours, there have been ICE raids and protests happening all across Los Angeles. Let's talk about this in the historical context. So it all started on June 5th, a Friday yesterday, when an ICE raid happened in Los Angeles and a lot of people were called to come and protest it. There were more protesters than there were ICE agents, so they were blocked from entering the building. Because ICE agents were unable to enter, they had to call for backup, which meant people in tanks, which meant guns, which meant a lot.
I don't know why this part was muted, but this resulted in riots that are continuing today, June 7th. People are being tear-gassed, tackled, detained, etc. Last I saw, the police and ICE agents had surrounded the unarmed protesters. People are updating in real time what's going on in LA, which I think is great BC. It's humanizing the situation.
Last time California participated in raids like this was during Operation Wet, where they got rid of, where they deported hundreds and thousands and millions of Mexicans and Mexican American citizens. This was around the 1950s and 1960s, and California didn't apologize for what it did until like 2015.
Well, gee whiz, I'm starting to think that this may have just been purely about racism. Because the Republican talking point has always been, we're going to go after the criminals, the ones that make Americans less safe. And yet, if you recall, I made a video yesterday where I stitched a gentleman who works in construction in Florida, and he was recounting the events that he's witnessed where the ICE comes and takes construction workers off of construction sites. And then yesterday and today, here in Southern California, they're in Los Angeles, in the fashion district and the flower district, taking people out of their jobs.
I want to speak for 1 second to what's happening in Los Angeles right now. I'm going to start out by saying that I have not yet been to one of the protests, although I will be tomorrow. So I'm not going to tell you what's happening at the protests. I have lots of friends who have been to them. I know that they started out peaceful. They did not end peacefully last night. A union leader was assaulted and is now in the hospital and will be arraigned on Monday. For what? I don't know. Impeding ICE? I know the National Guard is going to be unleashed on us tonight. They are trying to escalate, and what people here are trying to do is to peacefully respond and say that we don't want ICE in our city. Tom Homan went on Fox News today and said two things that are unbelievable, among others. First, that every single person they've picked up is a criminal. Every single person is a criminal. They are rounding people up at Home Depot parking lots. They just know for a fact that all of those people are sexual predators or gang members, as he said. Are you fucking kidding me? They are walking into elementary schools during graduation and tearing parents away from their children. America, this is what you want? These people are members of our communities. They have lived here for decades. They have families. They have children who are citizens. What are we doing? The other thing that Tom Homan said, they should be thanking us. We're making their city safer. We don't feel safer. And folks, when they come to your city and do this, you won't feel safer either. You will feel terrorized because this is an attack on our communities. When you see this happen in front of you, when you see children sobbing because their parents have been torn away from them for no reason other than they have not been fortunate enough to get citizenship yet, when you see ICE assaulting people in courtroom hallways who came there in good faith to do their immigration hearing, when you see the smoke from the tear gas and police in riot gear, when people are just saying we don't want this in our city, you will not feel safer. What Trump is doing, what this administration is doing, will not make us safer. It will not help anything. This is not the way. There is a way to do immigration reform. This is not it. This is violence. Please don't listen to what people like Tom Homan are saying on Fox News. Every time they open their mouths, they're lying. They're vicious people. We don't want you here. And to my immigrant community here in Los Angeles, we love you. We will stand with you.
Maybe this is dramatic, but I believe civil war has begun in California. And as of 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Donald Trump deployed 2,000 National Guard members after LA immigration protests. This is what Kristi Noem had to say about the protests happening here in California. Let's roll it.
Governor Newsom, Mayor Bass, you have to call an end to this violence. This rhetoric against our politicians and against our law enforcement officers has gone way too far.
Donald Trump deploying 2,000 National Guard members, knowing damn well that when an actual insurrection happened, like this one right here, what did Donald Trump deploy to stop this right here from happening? Anybody in the MAGA crowd, I want to know right now, what exactly did Donald Trump deploy to stop this right here from happening? It's a clear double standard. Donald Trump is trying to take over California and undermine our efforts. We will not give up. We will not quit. When you send your ICE agents to be hostile, they will be met with equal hostility. Be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. Protest, but protest peacefully.
All eyes on what happens next in Los Angeles. The National Guard has been deployed. Active troops have been put on high alert by the government to deal with these protests that flared up around the city. They started in downtown LA after a series of immigration raids across the city. 2,000 guardsmen have been deployed. Marines have been put on high alert. That's according to the Defense Department. Donald Trump basically saying that local officials can't deal with these demonstrations. The Trump administration says something has to be done to restore peace and order. The governor of California, he's from a different party, Gavin Newsom, says bringing in these extra forces, though, will only escalate tensions, and bringing in active duty Marines is deranged, in Newsom's words. A local law enforcement source telling CNN that the deployment is an overreaction and that it could backfire. Protesters are continuing to gather despite these warnings they're getting from the police on the ground.